I've modeled a bathroom here and I've made a couple of decisions that I thought would be interesting for you to hear. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the doors with the glass in them, and the second thing I'll talk about is the floor, the tile floor with the drain. So if you have the door closed, then it's difficult to see your character through them, but it is possible. Even in the workbench view, you notice you can see the character through the door. And the reason for that is I've modeled the door, the frame is metal, and the hinge is also metal, and the center area here is glass, but the glass I've modeled as a plane that I've subdivided, and then I've checkered deselected, and then deleted some of the faces so that only some faces will show through. Then I duplicated it once, and so you can see I've taken that plane with deleted sections and duplicated it once over, so now I've got two layers. And so if I look at that through Eevee, it is fairly transparent, you can see through. And if I look at it in cycles, it's even more transparent. I haven't figured out how to get the index of refraction to be the same in Eevee and cycles, but it looks better in Eevee right now. And that is it in Eevee. And this is it in Workbench view. And in Workbench view, of course, you can see the character as well, which is kind of nice. The doors are limited in their location, rotation, scale. The only rotation they could do is their z-axis, which is up and down. And so if I rotate it, I can open and close each of the doors, right? So I can open and close that. So that's the first bit of interesting information. The second bit, this might be a little bit more complex, and this is the thing that I found more interesting. So I wanted to put a drain into the shower because, you know, there's drains, and I didn't want it to be straight flat. I wanted it actually to curve. And if you come down here and look, you can see you can't see the drain here when you're looking at it face on. It really is all sloped down there to where the drain is. But I didn't want to modify the underlying geometry of the tile floor, because that would be I wouldn't be able to do things like select coplanar and or select by normal, etc., etc. So I wanted to do that with one of the modifiers, and so what I did is I just put a cast modifier, type sphere, only on the y-axis. In this case, the y-axis of this is what is up and down instead of the z-axis. I made it, in this case, it's about real size, so I wanted it about a meter of radius of the cast sphere that I'm doing on it. Now, another thing I did is I didn't want to distort the tiles in any direction except up and down. So by default, you have all three axes here, and so you can see that's pushed away from the drain and the coplanar of the drain. So I only wanted that one y-axis, and so it pushes it down into the floor here. The other trick about that is if you actually click this drain, if I had the center, the origin, which is up here actually, if I'd had the origin in the drain, it would be too much, the fall off wouldn't be as good. So what I did is I moved the center of the object up a bit, so the center of the cast is coming from up here, not from down here. And you can see if I had put the cast right there, it would be moving that part right where the drain is too much. So because I've got it all the way up here, it ends up being a little bit more gentle, the slope going into the drain, and I can also increase the size of the cast. So I have the cast at almost, it's at 0.8 meters, so it's almost a meter distance away from the drain before where it starts sloping down toward the drain. So I'm pretty happy with the way that looks, and overall, that is the setup there in the bathroom. So let's take a look again. Again, you can just barely see the drain here because it starts to go behind the tiles. Here you can only just see the top of it. Yep, water would really drain down there, so I'm pretty happy with how that looks. I think those are the only special things about this bathroom that I have set up. So thanks for watching.